Now we'll discuss about list in Kotlin, which is lots of time we use this list in Android. That's why we're discussing. Okay, so list, it is a collection used to store multiple values of same type in ordered way. So for example, what is this list? To understand this, let's say we are creating one list variable here. Okay, so the variable name we can give anything. Let's say it is list of names, like that you can give. So this is the variable where we are storing this list. So what is this list? Here we are storing some name of some user. Let's say Amit, Rahul, Neha, like that. You can give any other thing like Rohit. Okay, so like that we can store this name in this list. It is like a array list. Okay, now if we want to access it here, let's say we want to print the list of the user which is in second position. Okay, so like that we have to give dot get second. 2 we are writing, correct? So this is 0th position, this is 1 position, this is second position. So Neha will be printed. See, here Neha is getting printed. Okay, so if we give 0, then what will happen? If we give 0, then this is the 0th position, so Amit will be getting printed. But if we give, let's say, -1, then it will crash. Okay, because -1 index does not exist, so it will crash, it will not work. So this is about list. But see here we are getting crash because I have given -1. Okay, index -1 out of bound, like that. Okay, now here let's say we want to add some new user also. So instead of after Rohit, let's say we want to something add like Mohit or some new thing. Okay, like let's ABC, but dynamically, not here, not like this one. I am not telling about like this. We want to write it using programmatically, like here dot add, like this, add next name or a you can write. But see here add function is not there, you cannot add it. That means after initialization you cannot change it. So this is not mutable. This list of this function where we are creating this list, this is not mutable, we cannot change it. So if you want to change it later, then instead of list of, you have to take mutable list of string. See, now this is mutable, that means this we can change, it can be changeable. So now see, this red color has gone, that means we can add multiple names. Instead of 1 we can add 2, 3, like that. So next A, B, C, like that, and next we can print it. So list of names. Now if we print, see Amit, Rahul, Neha, Rohit, A, B, C, like that, it is getting printed. And also you can access any other thing. Let's say we want to get this Rohit. Okay, so what is the index? 0, 1, 2, 3. So just we have to put 3 here, so then Rohit will be printed. But if you write something like this one, if we want to print C, then what is the index? 0, 1, 2, 3, after that 4, 5, 6. So if we write 6, so C will be printed. So this is about list and mutable list. Okay, instead of this one you can also write like this. See, also you can write like this. This is like array type of structure, array type of syntax. Okay, like this you can write. And after this we will check this for statement. See, these things are very much used in Android, that's why I am discussing this thing with you. Next is loop. So there are different type of loop in Kotlin, that's why I am discussing. One is this one, this in operator. Using this in operator, I in 1 to 5, that means this for loop will be executed from 1 to 5. Okay, here the thing is that, see, it includes both 1 and 5. See, that means first it will print 1, then it will print 2, then it will be 3, 4, 5. Okay, till 5 it will print. After 5 it will not print, till 5 it will print. Okay, this last one is included. See, 1 to 5 it is getting printed. Okay, so this is one type of if statement, for statement. Then next one, this one, next one, if you paste it, see here instead of in we are giving until. So here what will happen? I will increase, I will be first, it will become 1, so this is getting printed. 2 3 4, but 5 will not be printed. Okay, 0 it will print from 1 to 4. See, it is getting printed from 1 to 4. If you give 0 here, then I will start from 0. It will be first 0, okay, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. But whenever it becomes 5, it will get out of this loop. So 5 will not be printed. If we use until, then last value will not be printed. Like already you know for statement, but here the syntax is little bit different. That's why I am showing. See, 0 1 2 3 4. But if you give it 6, then 5 also will be printed, because it will not include the last one. Okay, so this is a type of for statement. Then next, until 5. Okay, we have already discussed. The third one is the step. Step is also there. So see here, step. What is this? 1 in I in 1, then we need to give this 2 dot, then 10 step 2. That means this I will be incremented by step 2. So first it will be 1, okay, then it will be 3 directly, because 1 plus 2, that is 3, step 2, right? So it will increase by 2 value, 3, then it will be 5, after 5 it will be 9, then 7, after 7 it will be 9, and then it will come out, because this last one is 10, correct? So 10 will not be printed. See, 1 3 5 7 9, but here if we give 11, then what will happen? Let me check. It will be 1 2 3 5 9, after 9 11 comes, right? Because if we add 2, but see here 1 3 5 9 11, so this last one is added. Okay, the last one is included. See here, you can also check this equality sign. So that means if we use step, then this last value is also included. Okay, but here if we give 10, then this 9 comes, right? After 9, what is the value? 11, but 11 is not in this range 1 to 10, so that's why 11 is not getting printed if we give 10 here. Okay, so the last value should come inside this range, then only it will be printed. So see, 1 3 5 7 9, so up to 9 it is getting printed. So this is the third type of for statement. Okay, so here we have seen different for statement. Then one different for statement is there, that is down loop. Okay, down loop. So you can check by yourself, down loop. What is down loop? Down to. So you have to use this keyword down to, then you will be able to see what is down to. Down to means it will decrease the value. Here see, we are increasing, correct? From 1 2 3 4 5 like that we are increasing, but if you use down to, then it will decrease. It will print in reverse way, but I am giving this task to you. And similarly, next we can take this loop also using one list. See here, we are taking this list, correct? This is the list. Now let's say we want to print all the elements of this list. So what we can write? We can write a for statement like this. We can take any variable name, let's say item in list. We have to use this in, then list. This is the list. So now what will happen? This item will become A first, then this item will be B, then this item will be C. So all A, B, C will be printed one by one. So like that, actually we can iterate through this list. Okay, instead of this you can take mutable list also, no issue. So here we are writing mutable list A, B, C. Let's say we want to add some more element, then here also we can add, let's say B, C, the last one is L, not A, B, C, D, just we can, for like checking, just giving L. So the last value will be L. See, like that it will be printed. So this is about loop. Okay, and then we will discuss lazy. What is lazy? Lazy in Kotlin, lazy keyword is used when we don't want to initialize a variable immediately when the program starts. The variable is only initialized later, the first time it access. So for this one, actually I will explain you what is this. See, this is a lazy. Okay, so see here what we are doing, we are taking one variable name, val name. Okay, and it is a type of string, so we are giving this comma string by lazy. That means, see, generally how do we make a variable? Generally we make a variable like this, correct? Let's say it is name equal to like this. Okay, set gpt. Okay, I am giving this set gpt. Okay, so instead of this set gpt, you can take any API or something. or you can take any AI name. Let DeepSeek or something is there, correct? So DeepSeek or something, I am like giving this name like this, or you can take any AI. Okay, so like this we generally assign, correct? Like this one we generally create one string, but instead of this statement, instead of this syntax, we are, let's say, taking this statement, this syntax. Now here what we'll do, we'll first write the name of the variable. Here the variable name is name itself, then string, then we need to write by, then lazy. Inside this lazy you have to write this statement. See here, this is the last line, correct? So this last line will be assigned to this name, and above you can give any other code. So let's say we have some other code. Okay, I am not writing any code. You can write some a plus b or something, whatever the code you want to write you can write, but this last line will be assigned to this name. Okay, and the main thing is that what will happen here, whenever we first time access this name, then this code block will be executed. Okay, whenever we first time we access, that means let's say below somewhere we have this print statement or something where we are accessing this name. Let's say print statement I have given here, we want to access this name. See, we are printing, that means what, we are accessing the variable value here. Okay, so this is the accessing part. Okay, so here we are accessing this variable, so whenever we access, only that time this code block will be executed. But if we access again, let's say here also we are accessing, see already we are accessing here. Okay, after that again we are accessing, so here this code block will not be executed. In this line this code block will not be executed, simply this value will be there, this last line will be in the name. So if you execute, then only you will be able to understand. So let me first execute it. See from top to bottom, first we are accessing, correct? Here we are accessing here. So first what will happen, this code block is getting executed, so this print statement is getting executed, computed. Okay, next after this print statement, this value is there, correct? So this variable value, this AI is assigned to here, and that means this name is equal to AI, and we are printing it, so this AI is getting printed. Okay, after that again we are writing the print statement. See, again we are writing the print statement, but this time see this computed is not there. See here, this computed is not getting printed, that means this code is not getting executed, even though this first time, see, we have executed this both code, println, then we are writing this AI. See, this is the AI, but next time when we write again the statement, then this is not getting executed. That means this code block does not get execute each and every time, it get executes only one time. Okay, that means we are printing this one only one time. After that, whenever you write any print statement or something, then only this AI will be getting printed. That means already we have assigned this name with this AI, so wherever you write this name, only you will get this AI. Or you can do something like that, name dot length, it will print what, 2 AI, that means the length is 2, so 2 will be printed. Okay, if you write it like this, if you execute it, see, computed and AI, these are getting printed because of this print statement. Whenever we execute, first time this is getting executed, so computed and AI is getting printed. After that AI then 2. See, AI then 2. Okay, but if you delete all these things, let's say we have deleted all this, now what will be printed? Just tell me. See, here we are accessing for the first time, correct? So what will happen, this print statement will be executed. So here we will see computed, then this AI variable will be assigned to this name, correct? So name is equal to what, AI, but we are printing name dot length, that means 2 will be printed. That means computed then 2, computed and 2 will be printed. See, computed and 2 will be printed. But next time, let's say we are again writing this name directly. Okay, so what will be printed now? See, first computed, then here 2, then again only AI. See, computed then 2, this is this 2 because of this one. then write println name we are writing, right? But here the name, what is the name? Name means AI, so only this AI will be printed. This code is not getting printed. So this is the use of lazy. So this question is asked many times in interviews, that's why I have discussed. You will get asked like I mean the interviewer will ask what is the use of lazy, like that. So for that you can say like this: in Kotlin, lazy keyword is used when you do not want to initialize a variable immediately. So here see, if we don't write anything, right, then let's say we are not doing anything using this name, then this code block will not be executed. Okay, this code block will never be executed if we are not accessing below somewhere when the program start. Okay, when the program start, then this code does not get executed. So how the program will come? See, program will read one by one, correct, but this code will not be the compiler will not read this code if we use lazy. The variable is only initialized later, the first time it is accessed. So whenever we first time access, so like we are giving some print statement, then only this will be executed. Okay, print statement, or let's say you are doing something with this name like print dot length, something like that. So there this will be executed. Okay, just tell me what will be the output of this program if we do this. Like, see, here we are not using any print statement outside, then what is the output? So the output will be computed only. How? See, this is the output. See, we are not using any print statement here, but we are accessing this name, correct? Here we are accessing first time, we are using. Accessing means we are using. So whenever we are first time using, then this code block will be immediately executed. So print computed will be printed, and this AI will be assigned to this name. Okay, but we are not printing anything, so 2 is not getting printed or AI is not getting printed, only this line is getting printed. So this is all about this lazy.